How's it going, everyone? This is Hugh here from the WvW team. I'm one of the WvW designers on the WvW team. And today, we're going to be discussing the new Borderlands change. Woo! Okay, so last time I went on the stream, I kind of teased this a little bit, the WvW Borderlands change. What it is essentially just this 5 cap point system that we're going to go over. Luckily, with the help of my trusty little golems that I got lingering around here, I am going to be able to show you a bunch of the stuff, everything I can possibly show you about this stuff. Also, with the help of my lovely assistant, Ms. Ruby, she's going to be taking over all the chat stuff. So make sure you guys ask a bunch of questions. We're going to go over all the questions at the end of the stream. But just so you know, I won't be taking questions as we're going through, but I'll be answering them at the end. So here we go. First things first, hit M. So you can see we have a new mini-map. Our Quaggan are gone, and we have this new awesome playable terrain. You can see we have new icons. You can see we have this new meta event up here. Bloodlust in the Borderlands. Says Borderlands Bloodlust will be bestowed upon any realm that can hold 3 or more of the 5 ruins for long enough. Now, what does that mean? That means, if I look over here, we can see our handy-dandy little new capture point area right here. So, this is one of the first ones over here. This is the Temple of Lost Prayers. Handy-dandy golem right here. Who's going to take this and hold this for me? Now, why? Why do I have a golem here? What is the point of that? So, if I take my handy-dandy golem, now mind you guys, this isn't on, this is on dev, obviously, because it's not been released yet. So I'm going to take this guy and teleport him out. So what happens when I teleport him out? What seems to be going on? Seems like the capture point actually starts decaying on its own. What does that mean? These capture points are set up slightly different, almost like PvP, where the way you capture these capture points is you take them down from either if they're at neutral, you capture them for your team. So let's say it's at neutral and it's going to cap all the way to blue team because I'm on blue team. It'll capture the blue, and when it captures the blue, then I own it. And then you'll see this beautiful little blue god ray right here, as well as this wonderful little blue flags there, so you'll know that it's there. The next thing you'll see is that I need to hold 3 of these. So you need to have a few people with you to hold this. You can't do this as a single person, but a small group of players can make a big difference by capturing this buff or neutralizing this buff. So if I wasn't on this team and I went over here and I walked into this point, it would actually neutralize a lot faster. So we made the capping take a while. As you can see, it takes a little while for it to go up, but the actual neutralizing is fairly quick. So I'm going to take my handy-dandy golem right here. I'm going to take my handy-dandy golem, put him back in there. Oh no, he's going to fight that guy. So I'm going to take him back over here. All right, handy-dandy golem, you stay here. I need you to stay here. So I'm going to go ahead and show you this. So this is the Lost Temple one right here. You can see it's kind of like the same playable area you saw originally in the Borderlands, but we kind of spiced it up a little bit and we did some other cool stuff. So what do? We made it a little bit more open, as well as on the back side here. Also, I forgot to say this. Let me say this now before I go up there. You can see up here there's this thing called a Master Cannon build site. Now, what is a Master Cannon? We're going to go over that in a second. I'm going to give myself some magic supply. As you can see, if I come over this side, I actually have a little bit more playable terrain. By jumping up on this and coming up top here, I can defend my capture point. It's a little bit of a jump puzzle, a little bit, not that hard. But you see, I can actually gain access to this Master Cannon. Now, what does this do for me? This is a siege site, and you're thinking, okay, a single person comes up here. A regular cannon is usually built through, upgrades and towers and keeps, and they actually cost more supply than a single person can hold. So what we decided to do was make this only 10 supply. Oh no, our server's rematching, so it looks like I have to get back in here in a second, guys. But real quick, you can see it only takes 10 supply. After 10 supply, the cannon is built, and I can actually use it myself to target and defend my capture point. So this cannon works just the same as any other cap point. Oh, I'm sorry, any other cannon. So if I have, if I have the cannon mastery, siege damage, all that stuff applies just as if it was a regular cannon in a keep or tower. So with that, what else we get? So you get your 5 points. I showed you one, just a little bit of the area. I'll run around a little bit more and let you guys see it once I get back in there. Luckily we have, mind you guys, I jumped in here real quick because I really wanted to show you guys this, but obviously this is the place we're going right now, and showing you this is more made for testing. It's not made for actual combat, so it's going to reset on me. Hopefully just this one time so we can get in and out really quickly. But yeah, so then let's say I capture one point. I can go up there, and if I'm a single player and I'm defending, say, 3 or 4 people come to fight me, I can go up there and I can actually build that cannon and use that to defend. But the problem is, when I get off the cap point, it means they can neutralize it. So you have to, there's that play of, do I want to stay down there and fight, or do I want to use the cannon? Now, that cannon comes with the benefit of being really high up, so it's actually very hard to hit that cannon. But because it's so high up, if you were to jump down, you'll take some falling damage. So that's the high risk, high reward of that cannon and that specific location. But one of the other locations you'll see is really, really strong for people with shadow steps and blink skills. A couple of our testers went and used that, and I was like, wow, that's really cool. And then I was a warrior and got destroyed, and I was like, okay, well, it's really cool, but I can still block, I can still dodge, I can do everything like that. So when they were up there, they were able to take to defend the point by blocking my cap. But they were really strong because they could blink up there, shoot a couple times, jump down, and stuff like that. So there's a lot of really cool play in a lot of these different places where players are going to be able to jump in and out and be able to fight around like that. So I'm going to take a look and see if I can see when this happens. The other thing too, guys, when we're going over this, I'm going to take questions and whatnot, but if we have time and if people really want, I also have something else I can show, which is our beautiful little Flame Ram Mastery, which is also going to be going out very soon. And I can kind of go over that as well, if we have time and if people really want to see it. If not, we can just spend all the time on the Borderlands revamp, but we'll go over that in a little bit. So right now I'm just waiting for the matchup to reset. It'll only take another minute or two. But yeah, so you got your 5 cap points. You can build siege in these areas. So you can build like an arrow cart, a ballista, you can put a treb if you want. But we've tried to do our best to make sure that you can't hit keeps from any of the elevated positions in these Borderlands, the Borderlands revamp. So we don't want you to be able to hit hills, from if you don't know what hills is one of the keeps in the east side of the Borderlands map. We wanted to make sure we did our best. If you put a trap anywhere in these areas, you could not hit hills and get a tactical advantage from this. This is just meant for fighting, playing in this area, maybe getting some strategic shots on, towers in that area, but for the most part, we want to leave keeps out of this. It's supposed to just be a fun little area for you guys to fight over it and get this Borderlands Bloodlust buffed. So, unfortunately, I'm going to use my sweet little hacky skills, my dev hex. So you can actually see right here. So like, as you can see, this is it in a neutral state. So when it starts, it's going to be in a neutral state. And then what I'm going to do is a cap, and you see how fast it decaps in comparison to what I cap, because you'll see how fast I cap here in a second. I'm now on the green team. So once this caps, a single person can get in here and cap. And now if another enemy team were to jump in here, they could actually stop my cap right here. But if not, you'll see that it'll actually start to cap up. So I'm going to cap this one, and I'm going to use some fun little skills here. Oh look, a random golem has appeared. Because he's going to hold my place for me while I run around to the other cap points, so I can show you what it looks like. I'll show you what it looks like on the other points. So he's going to cap that for me. He's going to be the stalwart defender to defend this point with his life. I'm going to go down here now. So you can see over here we have definitely a lot more playable terrain, a lot more verticality, a lot more places to run and hide, jump and dodge and do all kinds of fun stuff. So I'm going to go over here. This is Greenbrier, I believe. Yeah, this is Greenbrier over here to my left over here. I'm going to run around the backside over here. It's beautiful nighttime. You can see by the cap point right here, this god ray right here, you see how it's white, which means it's neutral, means no one owns that. But as you can see way back there, I can see the other cap point, so I saw a red or a blue or a green. I wouldn't actually have to open my map and look. Now, mind you, I can. You can see right here, it's green. But I'd be able to look and say, oh, okay, that one's held by blue as I'm running towards it and whatnot. So I'm going to run over here. A little bit of water for me to jump into if I need to. Myself some swiftness. So this is the one I showed last on my stream. As you can see, the other cannon is over here. Now you can blink up to these areas. You can run up naturally, obviously, by going over here. We have a couple ambient creatures. They are yellow, so that means they won't aggro you when they come in here. But if you're, haphazardly using your skills, you may aggro one. More of a nuisance than anything else, but we wanted to give a little bit of flavor to this one. Some of these drakes have been kind of taking over this arena because it's been here for so long. So all right, we're going to do another one of my little golem guys over here. Yep, okay. So he's going to take over this spot. So I showed this area a little bit more before. There's 2 entrances. You have the one which I came in right here on the left, and there's one over here on the right. I'm going to jump over here. As you can see, I got a little more playable water I can play in a little bit, as well as this pops out over where Bay is, Bay Keep. There's some ground over here. Let's go ahead and go over here. So this one right here is Battle's Hollow. You can actually jump up. There's actually some really cool jump puzzle over here, as you can see, to actually jump from the other objective to this objective much quicker and gain the high ground immediately, but it takes a little bit of skill because you gotta use your jump skills. So this is that area right here. Let's go over ahead and go to the next keep, or the next, I'm sorry, not the next keep, but the next orb objective. Just gonna get right over here. Again, I should probably get my swiftness back so I can speed this process up a little bit. But the thing I really like about this is it's a lot more playable terrain, right? I can jump up here, I can kite someone down, I can jump around and do things much better. I mean, water combat's fun, don't get me wrong, but I think this is definitely a new dynamic of being able to go forward, up, and get to use your actual, ground skills and water skills. So, over here we have Bowers Estate. So you can see right here it is neutralized, it's white. The cannon is right here on the top of here, so the way you get to this one is you actually just jump over here, go up the stairs, bada bing, bada boom, you're right here. You can knock them off, kill it, and do it not. We also have some eagle griffins over here. This is more of the open one, so this one, the cannon can easily hit just about everything in this place. There are ways, and I want you guys to explore. I don't want to show you guys too much of how to get to certain places, but you can actually, climb up these walls from the outside and jump up and be able to get around to these people. By jumping around. So I want you guys to find that stuff out. I just want to show you guys some of this map, so the playable terrain. But yeah, so we'll go here. I'm not going to capture this one. We'll capture and show you the Bloodlust buff right here at the end. So let's go ahead and go here. We got a little channel I can jump in to get away from people who are chasing me. Spin. I guess I'm going to attack that cannon still. So that didn't work out the way I planned. You can see that is the North Keep right here. Going around. So there is a little bit of water still. There's definitely some water terrain that you can go in here and fight around in if you need to escape, juke in and out. We're going to the next orb place. Got some spiders. Everybody loves spiders. Orchard Overlook is the next one we're going to right here. Now this is the one that I think is one of my favorites. One, it's just an awesome looking place, right? Like this looks amazing. As well as you have your wonderful capture point here, and you have your master cannon right here. Now, what do we got? So a person with blink, or any one of those shadow steppy type skills, can actually jump up there immediately from this cap point. So you can actually be capping this, or it is capped and you're defending. You can jump up there, fire the cannon, jump down. You will take a little bit of fall damage, but for the most part, you can jump in and out depending on what time your blink skill is on, and continue to use the cannon as well as try to block cap. The way you get to this one is you run up over here, and you run up this little thing right here, and then you can actually run all the way around and fight people, as well as being little secret areas to jump up by, there may be a back way to pretty much all these points, one of them being this little side section right here. So, but again, that's your guys' job. I want you guys to really go in there and really try to find ways to juke in and out of these places, be able to fight and get in and out and have a lot of fun, as well as trying to capture this orb buff. So, let me show you the last one. So that was the first four. The last one, we're going to go right over here. We're going to go over here to the last one, which is Carver's Ascent. So, I'm going to go over this way. Side over here. Just for funsies, I decided to put a basilisk over here, because who doesn't like to be immobilized? Who doesn't like to be immobilized? A couple of them. Now this one's really cool. Now this one has a lot of verticality. So as soon as you see this one, you're like, wow, that's, there's a lot more verticality than a lot of our other objectives. As well as you can go with this little hole down here. Now what down's there, who knows? But what you'll see is this beautiful little section up here where we're going to be going up to. You can see the master cannons right there. There's places. Now this is a person who likes to knock people off. It's their dream come true, because you can easily knock people off. Now there's only specific spots where you can kill people, but you can knock people off, do a ton of damage to them, and keep them off this point. Stability is your best friend. As you can see up there, where my little kitty assistant is, you can see the master cannons up there. The way you get up there is you jump to the side up here, which I'm doing so well. Okay, good. That looks good. There it is. And you can jump up here. And easily, if you knock someone off there, they're not going to have a good time. Same thing if you knock them off over here, they will definitely not have a good time. But master cannon's in a really good place. You can hit pretty much everything from this general area up here where they're coming up, all the way up here onto the point. Now, They can hide underneath, and they will never catch you right here. Now you can see with the kitty, my kitty assistant here, and myself in this cap point, no one, we can't capture the point. If she's on here and I'm on here, we can't capture this point. Now if she went off, you know, if I did my sweet little magic skills and pulled her off for me, then I can capture this cap point. And now if she jumped on, it would immediately start to, she would block my cap point and it would just stay at what it is. Now, unlike the what it is in World v World now, what it is in World v World, say I capture all the way up to 99% and then I jump off, right? If I jump off and she jumps on, she would cap it instantly. But the way this works is it is going to neutralize. She will have to neutralize this all the way back down to neutral and then cap it for her team. So as you can see now, it's capturing for green, capturing for green, capturing green. And you're going to see the secondary mechanic of this orb thing. So what's going to happen is when I capture this, I'm going to have to kill my kitty assistant. So as you can see, now that I'm going to capture this, we're going to get a timer, a secondary timer, because I'm going to have 3 cap points. So 3 cap points, it says hold at least these 3 runes for 2 minutes. So what this does is it says, okay, for 2 minutes, you have to hold these runes. So now this lets everybody know in the area, like, oh man, they're about to get, you know, they're about to get the orb buff. So now, let's say, you know, my kitty assistant here came over here and defeated me. And then she went in here. She, remember, it neutralizes much faster than it caps. So it actually gives you enough time, even when there's about, you know, 30 seconds left, to be able to, you know, fight someone in here, knock them off, decap this. And as soon as it gets to neutral, you know, you have to recap it to start the 2-minute warning, I guess, again. But for time's sake and everything else, let's go ahead and see what it looks like when I actually cap this buff for myself. Let's see what it looks like. I really want to knock my kitty assistant off that ledge. I mean, I think she's asking for it, right? She looks like she wants to die. So hopefully she doesn't see the stream and she's not watching me. Yeah. Oh, no. Okay, well, we're just going to pretend like that didn't happen. I really... Oh, so she doesn't want to play anymore. Okay. But, minute left. So, I'm going to look at some of these questions right now. I'm going to look at some of these questions while we wait for this beautiful 45 seconds here. Crimes of War. Are there any plans for providing equivalent rewards across World v World PvE and SPVP? Well, that's it's not an orb question, but I will say that, you know, that is always the goal. Is, you know, we want to make sure that there's equal rewards for all play types in general, not just World v World, but PvE and SPVP. So of course, all the teams are working in conjunction with each other to try to make that thing a reality. Let's see. This one actually is about the orb buff. I Hails TV. I like that. Do you capture points fast with more people, or is it the same speed as with one player? Same speed as with one player. We want to make it so a single player and a group of players, you know, it doesn't really matter. As long as someone's in there, it's capping. But, all right. Your world has claimed Borderlands Bloodlust. Use it to deliver crushing defeat. So we see we have this little orb buff down here, and I can highlight over and show you what it is. But let's see. Let's see what it is. My kitty assistant has run from me. So, everyone in Realm gains 50 points to power, precision, toughness, vitality, condition damage, and healing power while holding 3 runes in one Borderlands. Invaders killed by finishers reward your realm with 1 war score. So what does that mean? So you can see, obviously, right now, we have the war score. These are our war scores right here. When you hold this buff, not only do you get what was the old orb buff, which is the 50 to all power, precision, toughness, vitality, but we also gave it condition damage and healing power, so you get a little bit of defensive as well as a little bit nod to every type of build. And we made it so every time you stomp a player, you know, when you down them, usually in World v World, you just, you know, spike them down with just all the AoE, but now if you actually kill them with a stomp, you get 1 war score. So let's say you have a camp. That camp is worth 5 points every 15 minutes. If you stomp somebody, you get 1 point. If you have one of these buffs, now if you have 2 buffs or 3 buffs, these do go through all the maps, all 4 maps. So everybody, now people in EB have this buff, people in the other Borderlands have this buff. But if I have 3 of these buffs, so let's say I have all 3, when I stomp somebody, I get 3 points. So 3 points, if I stomp one person, I get 3 points, which is essentially almost as much as a camp is worth every 15 minutes. Now, mind you, if I capture a camp when there's 2 seconds left, I still get 5 points. But it's a very, very fun buff because, you know, a lot of times people will go ahead and just spike people down with, with just damage and their skills and whatnot. But if you put yourself in a stomp situation and actually put yourself where you can't move for a short amount of time, if you don't move, obviously you're opening yourself up to be, absolutely decimated in World v. World. But the reward now is if you hold this buff and you can defend this buff, that you can also get some score for killing a player. So, for instance, this other person here, I am going to not cheat in any way and fight them legitimately. By that, I mean I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to stomp them for... Oh, I was like, wait, what didn't work? So, if I stomp this person, I will see that I will get my 1 score. Well, right now it's actually doing a score check right now. But you'll see I actually get 1 point for stomping this person for Amber Rock, because I'm on the Amber Rock home right now. So, it's really strong. It's really, really strong. When you do it, with a group of players. Now, mind you, only 1 person can stomp, so you can't have like 5 people stomp a single person and get like 5 points and whatnot. That's just not going to happen. But, by, having everyone on the server getting 1 point every time they stomp, if you down 4 or 5 people and you stomp them all out instead of just doing regular damage, you'll get 5 or 6 points. It's really, really strong. Really, really strong. So, let's take a look and see how do I lose the buff? So that's the other thing. What happens how do I lose the buff, actually? How is it when someone comes in here and they want to take this buff from me? How do I lose it? So the only way that I can lose this buff is if someone actually comes and takes the buff from me. So right now, if I get off this right now, you're going to see it start to neutralize. Even if it goes down to neutral, I actually won't lose the buff. Right? I will actually keep this buff until someone comes and takes the buff from my server. So they will have to come in here, neutralize the cap point, capture for, let's say, blue team, and then they'll have to hold it for 2 minutes, and then once that happens, then they can take that buff from me. Now, I'll remove it immediately. So you can see there I did get the 1 point right there. So Murduma was in the same point as me, but I got 1 stomp, I got 1 point. So let's say all of my great helpers here who are waiting to slaughter me come and take the points from me, right? So they go to my capture points and they take them all. It would take them, a good amount of time for them to neutralize everything and cap everything. But then when they get it, they get that buff now, and then we have to come take it back. The other thing, obviously, is if I leave, let's say I capture this buff, I can now leave. I can leave right now, right? Because they can't take it. They actually have to take it from me. So I can go back to World v. World. I can go back to, assaulting blue, like assaulting these towers. But these will decap without, I don't have my Golem Assistants in there. But actually, let's go kill those Golem Assistants. So here's my Golem Assistant here. I'm sorry, Golem Assistant. So Golem Assistant dies. Oh, also, I'm sorry, I didn't say this as well. I just realized this. So, do I get any karma or gold or anything, any World v. World score from these things? Do I get any, an experience? No. This, for the sole purpose, is of this orb buff. It's so good, it's so important. We didn't want to give anyone, because these things are going to be wide out in the open. They're going to be easy to take, easy to lose if you don't watch them even for, a short amount of time. We didn't want to give people rewards for these, because then you see people start capping and decapping for like World v. World experience or anything like this. This is for the sole purpose of this buff. It's that good, it's that strong. We feel like, the reward is enough for your entire server getting this buff. We feel like it's good enough for that. So, let's go ahead and I'm going to go kill my other Golem Assistant. And then I'm going to go ahead and show you guys. After that, I'll go ahead and take some questions, because it looks like we're already getting kind of close. And I'll see what happens, maybe if my assistants will go and start taking everything from me. So while we wait here, when I wait for them to do that stuff, I'm going to kind of just read off some more questions that Ms. Ruby has gotten from me. Let's go with the one here. I'm going to say your name wrong, I'm sorry. Alok? A-Y-L-O-K? Alok? Does this mean the mercenaries are taken away from the Borderlands? Yes, the Quaggan, unfortunately we took them, we put sand in the water, as you can see, and then we kind of kept putting it in there. And we told them, we gave them an eviction notice to get out, but they didn't, so I think they're probably still under there. Whoops. Okay, yeah, what does that mean? Yeah, they're not there anymore. We took them out. It was good content, it was fun content. It doesn't mean they're gone forever, but as of right now, for the Borderlands revamp, they're not going to be there. You're going to have all this playable terrain instead. Timeout, ban, don't panic, 562. How do you feel about Zergs and stacking? Any changes to commander system? Okay, this isn't really for the Borderlands stuff, but I will say this. Zergs and stacking, Zergs to us, we don't mind, we always and will forever not mind big groups. Big organized groups that have a lot of fun. That's the point of World v. World, right? You want 100 on 100 big epic fights, but when it's mindless, you know, when you just get a bunch of people that aren't very organized and they run around and that's the most efficient way to play, that's not what we like. So we're hoping like stuff like this will empower the small group, right? Like let's say a group of 5 guys that are, or 5 gals are really, really, really good at, you know, getting in there and taking out small groups. Or even the Zerg, they can kill 5 or 6 people. If they down 5 or 6 people and stomp them out, that's 5 points. That's essentially the same thing as them killing somebody and them giving the score the same amount as, you know, holding a objective, right? It gets really strong. And it doesn't, and again, if a Zerg has that and they stomp out 5 people, they still only get 5 points. But a group of 5 stomping 5 players, they also get 5 points. Are the bonus? Or sorry, I'm sorry, Valwell. I'm really bad at names. Are the bonuses from this across all maps, or do they just the one that has 3 things captured? It's all maps. So if I capture this, let's say for, you know, I capture this for blue team on this map. So this is the red Borderlands. This buff will go to all the maps. This will go to every single map. It will not just stay on the Borderlands that I'm in. It was really strong. It's really strong. And that's the way it used to be in the old ore buff. You know, when you captured it for one thing, you captured it for everybody. Teleron. Yes. Will there be possible to play Siege on these points? Yes. Yes, it will definitely be possible to put Siege on these points. But remember, there's no supply here. So because there's no supply, you know, you have to run and have a supply camp readily available or an objective that has supply. And you have to use that supply and run it. So it's not going to be really easy to hold these objectives with supply, because as soon as someone runs in here or enough people run in here, they can just bum rush it because there's no walls. You know, there's no gates, there's no walls, there's nothing of that nature. It's very open, you know. I can come in from the side up this way. I can come in from either one of these sides, run up here, you know, blink up there, knock you off your siege, destroy it. Then you've wasted that 30 supply. Whereas in walls and gates, there's that time delay, whereas these are very open, which is different from the old orb mechanic, because, I don't know, a lot of people don't know, or they do know about the old orb mechanic. But the old orb mechanic was something similar to, you know, you'd put the orb, you know, you'd run the orb all the way into a keep, and then you'd put in the keep. The keep has 2 sets of walls. It's got, you know, this wall, these walls, and this gate, and then it's got, you know, this gate, and then this gate, and then these walls. So there was 2 sets of walls you had to get through when if they had, you know, a waypoint, if they had, you know, if they had any reinforcements. It was really tough to take from them. So it made people that were really strong even stronger, because they would put it inside a really well-defended objective, a keep. But because these are very open-ended, you know, you can put 1 million supply and 1 million arrow carts all over the place, but the second that, you know, 5 guys run in here, 6 people run in here, and you're just 1 or 2 arrow carts, yeah, you'd take a bunch of them down. Maybe you'll take 1 or 2 of them down, but as soon as they get to you, they're going to take out your stuff very quickly. Now, does it mean you can't have 50 arrow carts here? Sure, put 50 arrow carts here. We'll just go to the other 4. You only need to hold 3. Let's see what else we got. Shimshire. Does having more people on the node make it faster cap? No. If I have 1 person on there, I have 50 people on there. The cap is the exact same speed. Let's see. 2 Buffalo. The new capping system. The part where you are taking a cap away from someone else trying to cap the same point. Will the bar have to fill up for them all over in camps, this tower, etc., or is it only going to be in the new capture? It's only going to be in the new capture area. We want to make this, we're running this specific section just with that in mind. We're not going to do all the cap points. We're not going to retroactively put this on all the cap points. Now, mind you, if the community really feels like they really like this system, they want us to do that, you know, it's not out of the question, but I still think that we're going to run this like this and see how that feels. So as of right now, no. The only way this is going to be, this cap point system, the new cap point system, is going to be in the Borderlands map, in the center 5 cap points. Another thing, the other thing I didn't say was, what stops, you know, a bunch of people from you know, getting this buff and then switching caps, switching points, or switching stomps to give each other score, or to you know, stop people from doing that? We have set up a system in place that you can't just sit there and stomp somebody, they run back, you kill them, you stomp them, you run back and then get score. That's not going to happen. We've done a little bit. We've done our best to try to figure out ways around stuff like that. So keep that in mind. So we got, it's 3:30 right now. I don't know exactly if people really want to, but I can kind of at least breeze over the RAM stuff that's going to be coming out soon as well, if you guys want, or I can take any more questions about the Borderlands, the new Borderlands map. I'll actually start running around a little bit more so you guys can see some of the playable area. I don't want to jump that. That seems like a trap. But I will go over here and see what we got over here. I didn't actually show you guys this area. Somebody asked, this is pretty good, where did the 9 million crate go? Which is a person from Lump of Coal asked, where did the 9 million crate go? Well, so they got the eviction notice as well, and they were smart. They got out. They went over and they went to EB with the high liquor there. So they actually, they're going to go there. Mind you, some of them are going to be taking naps. It's just a hassle. There's a bunch of, stuff they had to do to go through to make sure they can, get through the checks, through the portals all correctly and whatnot. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the Borderlands stuff in a nutshell. Let me go ahead. I want to show you this little area over here because it's pretty cool. This map is great. Obviously, we had great map designers who went and did took a lot of feedback from everybody and made this as fun as it can be. Obviously, I can't wait for you guys to get in here and start fighting each other. That's what's going to be fun. Let's see. What do I got? What am I going to show you? I want to show you what's up here. So I'm going to actually just fly up this way. Show you over here. We did add some Sentry Points right here. These Sentry Points are just kind of a place where you can get a little bit of WvW XP, as well as a place to put like a little NPC so you can run around and see if where that flag is, if someone's changed it. Yeah, there's also no other ways to get into like keeps. Like you can't like jump off something and jump into a keep or anything like that. I'm sure someone's probably looking at this stream and going, "Challenge accepted, Hugh." But hopefully that's not the case. And if there is, you guys should tell us so we can fix that. Zach DW, I want to thank the dev team for putting so much work into the new patch. Looks like a lot of effort. Thank you. I will say, World v World, even though sometimes you feel a lot of the community feels like we don't care or don't do a lot. We're working behind the scenes against a lot of this. This stuff takes a long time. Testing and balancing and getting the art and getting the dev time. Me and Devin and all the people on the team to get in here and sign off all this stuff because we want to make these we want to make as great a content as we possibly can, but it takes time, guys. It takes a little bit of time. So somebody put something here. I'll take this last question, then I'll kind of go over just a little bit of RAM mastery, just a little taste, and maybe next week or soon before the patch comes out, I will go over an actual stream over just RAM mastery and make it super quick. The question is, has ArenaNet ever thought about putting in an outnumber debuff? A reverse of the outman buff for servers that completely dominate and outnumber their opponents. I feel like that would help to keep zerging down at least a little. So stuff like that. We then try to think of this stuff all the time, but we always try to do what we like to call, thinking about the repercussions of stuff like that. So I'll go through a quick one about this, super quick. So let's say I had an outnumber debuff, right? So if there's a lot of people on a server, whatever that threshold may be, this guy's gonna try to banish me. Oh, sorry, stability. So the outnumbered debuff, what that means is if we did something like that, what that would mean is, let's say there's a threshold and let's say it's, 20 people over the limit of what's on a map. So let's say all of a sudden, you're at 80 and they're at 60 or, whatever the ratio is. I don't know if I should give that number out, but let's just say you get this outman debuff. Then someone's going to be like, tell the next person that gets on, hey, what are you doing? We got the outman debuff. Get off. Stop playing the game. You're ruining our experience. You're ruining everyone's experience because now we're getting this outman debuff because you came in and you wanted to play, but it's making us weaker as a whole, even though you just wanted to come play, right? That's not fair. It doesn't feel good if you're that person. You come in, you're like, oh man, I can't wait to play World v World. You jump on your server and you have more people than someone else. You get an outman debuff. It doesn't feel as good, right? So we gotta be careful. We gotta be careful with stuff like that. But it's never a bad suggestion. It's something that we've thought about and done our best to try to figure out whatever we can to try to make everyone have fun and stop. Oh, see, he waits for my stability to be down. Everybody have fun without making other people that just want to play legitimately suffer, right? So. But let's talk really quick. I'm just going to get a quick overview of RAM Mastery, and then we'll call the stream good. I don't see any other questions being asked, so. All right, Flame RAM Mastery. This is one of my favorites. I was super excited when I got a chance to team the team and everybody put this together. So, first one, gain Ironhide while interacting with Flame Rams. What does that mean? Well, you have to find out. No, Ironhide is a new buff that we made. While you interact with the Ram, you get 50% damage reduction. While interacting with the Ram, so you can stay on that Ram and be able to really, stay on it and actually keep the damage without dying. Because the biggest thing when you're on a Ram is usually you just get, messed up. Flame Blast, which is the 2 skill, which a lot of people don't even know exists, now applies structural vulnerability to gates. So what does structural vulnerability mean? Structural vulnerability means that is a new debuff we have made. This debuff, what it'll do, it'll actually make the gate take 1% extra damage for every stack applied. I'll go over this more in detail, obviously, as time goes on, when we actually go on stream about that. Reduce recharge rate to Rams, obviously that's pretty self-explanatory. Impact Slam, launch enemies on the other side of a door, so someone's trying to repair. You hit it, you knock them really far away, so you can continue to put that damage on them. Iron Will is a support skill that applies Ironhide to nearby allies. So it actually is, it's actually a shout skill on the Ram that what it does when you hit it. Everyone gets Ironhide for a short duration of time. Really cool. I think the Flame Ram is going to be. I think it's going to be really fun. I think it's going to actually be a lot more than just mashing the one skill, but you actually get some of these skills on there. But again, guys, I'll go over that stuff when we have another stream. When's the next stream, Ruby? Do we have another stream next Friday? We'll have another stream, guys. Make sure you guys tune in. Usually around 12 o'clock. Obviously, this is a special thing going at 3. But yeah, I just want to thank everybody for showing up. I didn't see any more questions like that, so I'm going to cut it right here, guys. I really appreciate everybody playing World v World. Obviously, we do this stuff for you because we love the community. I can't wait to personally play this. I already got a group of small group of guys. We're going to run around and have a lot of fun, making sure no one gets this buff but us. But yeah, I really want you guys. I'm hoping you guys are really excited about this. I'm really excited about Flamer. I'm really excited about this. And it's just one of those things where we're going to continue to work on World v World and keep making it a better, more fun, place for everyone to play in. But all right, guys, have a good weekend. I want to also say thank you to everyone who joined us at PAX, who met me and the team, and said your thank yous and yelled at us a little bit. No, I'm just kidding. You guys, everybody, all the fans are great. So I just want to say, everybody, thanks to everyone who showed up for that, and I hope to see you guys soon, both in game and maybe on the next stream. All right, guys, well, have a good weekend. Bye.